I'm joined by Bill Maloney, Executive Vice President of Production and Development, North America for Statoil. Nice to see you here at Sarah Week.
Nice to see you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, the big topic all this week has been low oil prices and what it's been doing to companies. You guys cut your CapEx by about 10%. That's actually less than some other companies. I'm wondering why you weren't as aggressive.
We kind of had started on this journey even before the bigger CapEx cuts came from some of our colleagues in other companies. And so we felt for where we need to be in the development phase on lots of projects that cutting it from we were at just over $20 billion a year down to 18 was the right amount. We've got a lot of offshore developments, and once you're sanctioned, you're kind of all in. The most flexibility we have in our capital expenditure is around our U.S. onshore business. And so indeed, we've done like many others have. We've taken rig count down and we've lowered the CapEx for 2015.
What's your outlook for prices for the rest of the year?
Yeah, that's a bit rough. You know, we do think market fundamentals are such that the prices will come back. But when and how strong, I couldn't tell you. So, you know, I think the recipe for us and many of our competitors that you'll hear is to maintain strength through the cycle, to continue to invest through the cycle. But when the rebound's going to come, I don't know. I do firmly believe it will be there, but exactly when, I would only be
Any
guessing.
idea where prices might settle? 60, 70, or is it
Well,
really?
I just gave a presentation, and the moderator asked an audience of a few hundred people, okay, who believes it's going to stay around 50 or 60? One person raised their hand. And then 60 to 70, half the room. 70 to 80, the other half of the room. 80 to 100, one person raised their hand. So I think that's the general consensus.
So let's talk about the Gulf of Mexico for a minute. You
Great.
had another discovery there recently. How is the Gulf doing for you in terms of your long-term vision? What do you want to achieve with the Gulf? And how does Mexico look to you as somebody to partner with in the Gulf?
Great. So the Gulf of Mexico is a journey we've been on since about 2005. We produced from Tahiti Field with Chevron as operator and Caesar Tonga and Anadarko as operator. Just brought on Jack St. Malo. We're in developments in Julia with ExxonMobil, in Stampede with Emirata Hess, in Heidelberg with Anadarko. Bigfoot with Chevron, and then lastly, the next future development in Vito with Shell. So obviously a big investment for Statoil. We're about 40,000 barrels equivalent a day right now. That should rise to 100,000 a day by the end of the decade. So we see the Gulf of Mexico as something big and profitable for Statoil now and in the future. Yes, if you look at the potential in Mexico, it is big. Right, all you need to look at a punch map in how many wells have been drilled on the U.S. side, much less than the Mexican side. We like it. We're buying the data packages. We'll have a look. There's a lot of uncertainty to work through.
In what way?
What are the terms going to be? How joint operations going to be? How is unitization going to work? And we'll work through those. We'll talk with the various contingencies of the Mexican government, give them our experience. I know many other companies are doing the same. But the potential is there. We're cautiously optimistic. You know, Mexico has to compete for Statoil dollars just like any other country in the world does. And then when I go to with my colleagues on the executive committee, you know, I've got to justify investments that I want to make. But as far as a potential is concerned, we think the potential is terrific. Congratulate the Mexicans on historic reform, and we look forward to doing business there if the business case works out.
Finally, as you know, Senator Murkowski started off the conference here saying that she would like a bill to lift the decades-old export ban against U.S. oil. I'm sure that is something you would support, but what's the likelihood, do you think, that actually gets through Congress?
I'm not quite sure of that. I mean, when you stand back from it and you say, okay, well, we're a free trade country, and shouldn't we then be free trading hydrocarbons on the market? I think everyone kind of gets that, and many in industry do indeed support it. Whether there's the political will to put that through, I don't know. But I applaud Lisa, Senator Murkowski, for giving it a go. I really do.
Bill Maloney, Statoil, North America, good to talk to you.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you.